Hey my beautiful Leo peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Sam from CancerMoonsTarot and welcome into your weekly tarot reading for the week of November 20th through the 26th. How are you? Hope you guys are doing well. Do want to mention before we start, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It'll be the first link in the description box below if you are interested. I also want to mention here too, for the Leo gang, welcome into November. There is going to be a sale all November long, so if you want 20% off on 15-minute personal readings, use code November23 at checkout. Nonetheless, though, let's see what's up here for our Lions. What do we got going on here for Team Leo, baby? Sun, Moon, Rise, and Venus throughout the month here, sorry, the week here of the 20th through the 26th. What's going to be going on here for Team Leo? Hopping on into this week. Let's take a look here, guys. First card out as the overall energy, we have here the Five of Wands. Taking a look here at the current energy, Three of Swords, what you're dealing with at this time, we have here the Five of Cups. And then looking at the current outcome, we have here the Death card coming into play as well. So something here has to change. Something here appears to be changing, jumping on into your week. Now, we start out here with the Five of Wands. Now, Five of Wands can be frustration, okay? So you could be in a space of frustration. You can be in a space of conflict. Excuse me for one moment, everybody. Thank you very much. You could be in a space of conflict, frustration, could be externally, could be internally. So you might be dealing with conflicts with other people, but if not, it could have conflict about within, right? Is what I'm seeing for some of you. And I don't think you're quite happy about it. Looking at the current energy here, Three of Swords. Three of Swords here is kind of this energy of like, I want to separate myself from all this conflict that I've been engaged in, but at the same time, it just feels like I can't. So it's almost like there's a bit of an entrapment here where you feel trapped inside a very hard and intense situation. And I feel like it's very frustrating and saddening looking at what you're dealing with Five of Cups. It's like I'm in a period of time where I'm not sure what I can do, right? But the thing about the Five of Cups that's always so fascinating is the Five of Cups shows the three cups over here that are knocked over, but what's behind this woman is those two cups that are still standing. So the thing is, Leo, is that despite right now what you may be grieving, what may be upsetting, there is always a way to getting out of being stuck, right? There's always a way out no matter how trapped you may feel. So there is a silver lining here, I feel. But it's hard to see it when your attention right now is focused on what may not be working out. You know, the Three of Cups in the tarot typically represents things that have come together, happiness and joy. But when those cups knock over, you're not having an enjoyable or a pleasurable experience. So right now at this time, it's like, okay, there's definitely a silver lining, but it's hard to see it when I'm not enjoying myself right now. Now, looking at the current outcome, as I mentioned, Death card, it's like something here has to change, something will. So there will be a change here this week, but let's try to get some more clarity. All right, so tell me about this Five of Wands before we go ahead and progress. What's going on here with this Five of Wands? What do we got? We got here the Three of Wands. We also have here the Devil. Yeah, so mentioning entrapment, mentioning feeling trapped, we definitely see that energy very clearly here with the Devil. The Devil is Capricorn energy, but typically it's about feeling tied and bound to a negative situation. I think that with the Three of Wands, it's naturally a card about waiting for your ships to come in. So to a degree, it's like you're waiting for a situation to turn positive. If something here has been sour, Leo, it's like, okay, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the turnaround, for the positive energy to come, for the good vibes to come, but it just seems like we're not getting there because the Three of Wands here is about waiting for the ship to come in, but as close as this ship may look, it's actually really, really far away. So it's like, I've been waiting forever, you know? So it's one of those really difficult moments where it's like, it feels like something here is never going to change, but I've been really hopeful about it. Now, we can be talking about scenarios here where maybe you're referencing your relationship, you know? Things could have been very toxic for a long time between you and your romantic partner. Maybe you've been holding out on hope that things are going to progress, things are going to get better, but you feel like you've been waiting for so long at this point to see some positive change in your romantic relationship. Same thing can apply to work. Same thing can apply to a business you've started, your personal path. So it's like, okay, I have to kind of look at my situation very carefully this week and ask myself, am I happy? And the clear, direct answer is I'm not happy with this situation. In fact, I'm very unfulfilled. And with that being said, what am I going to do? Because waiting here hasn't worked out. So what am I going to do and what can I do is going to be the question here showing up this week, okay? Now, moving along here forward, let's see what the challenge is going to be here for your week ahead. So what's going to be the challenge here for Leo? Coming on into the week of the 20th, we have here the Three of Cups. finding that joy, So as I mentioned over here in the Five of Cups, the Three of Cups have been knocked over. You're not having a very joyful experience. And the challenge here is to be able to have a joyful experience. It feels very challenging to make something positive when it feels so negative or potentially even so toxic. So that's the tough part here. And I think that right now, like I said, a lot of you are holding out to hope that things can turn around and become more positive. But I think that this is about having to look at the situation for how it is now and become accepting of how it is now and making your decisions based upon what you're actually seeing versus what you're hoping. It's about saying, okay, let's say this is about a relationship. Me and my boyfriend, we've had a toxic relationship for a while. It's still in a toxic place. As much as I hope for it to be better, I got to look at the circumstances now. Is it a good relationship right now, or is it a toxic relationship? Oh, it's a toxic relationship. Then I need to base my decisions based on what I'm seeing right now rather than what I'm hoping for. So as much of a challenge as it is to make something turn around and be positive, this is about recognizing that changes have to incorporate. Now, this doesn't mean necessarily, let me 100% walk away from my boyfriend, but this could be about saying, let's have a conversation. I'm not happy. You don't seem happy. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to work together? Put that, it takes two to tango, put both of ourselves here together and do what we can to improve the relationship? Or are we not going to take action at all? If we're not going to take action at all, I'm going to take action and walk away. But if you and I are willing to work at it, then let's work at it, So there's definitely solutions there, but the groundwork has to be covered. We have to say, hey, I'm going to look at my situation right now, not happy with the situation. I'm going to address it and accept it. Then I'm going to make choices and decisions based off of that. Okay? So you can see that coming in here this week for sure. Let's see what you can expect throughout the rest of the week here, Leo. What can Leo peeps expect throughout the rest of the week here of the 20th? First card's going to be the Knight of Pentacles. The next card here is going to be the Four of Swords. We also have here the Queen of Swords. And lastly, we have here the Seven of Wands. Knight of Pentacles is the energy of something that moves very, very slow. And it feels to me in this particular situation, it also represents consistency. Knight of Pentacles here, Four of Swords here. There's been a consistent, I feel like, lack of showing up. It almost kind of feels to me, Leo, like if this is a relationship here, you've kind of been mentally checked out from trying to improve it because I think you've just been so drained. And I think same with your partner. Like the Four of Swords here is kind of identifying itself as a very checked out energy. So I think that you've been consistently in a checked out energy for a while and you've been hoping things would turn around, but I almost feel like you don't have the energy to turn it around yourself. If this is about a career that's been going in a really wrong direction that you're not happy with, it's like you've kind of given up on trying to change it because maybe you've tried to change it so much. And as much as you're hoping that something will just happen one day and your career will change for the better, the truth is that you would have to be the person to change your career and make it better yourself. And I think that due to all the draining experiences you've had, it's made you feel very, very disconnected. Speaking of disconnection, we also have here the Queen of Swords and Seven of Wands showing up over here. It's kind of like, I don't know right now. I don't feel like I'm open to the idea of getting motivated again, putting in the work, locking in, and turning a situation around. So jumping into the rest of the week on what you can expect, I think you're still in a space where it feels difficult to have the motivation to turn things around. It feels difficult to get ready to do it. I think that you found yourself drained for so long that you've consistently felt very detached and very unmotivated. Okay? And I'm here to tell you, I think that you've dealt with a situation that has shown a great amount of resistance, Leo. And I think that the more you keep trying to go towards the resistance, whatever it is you resist persists, I think that this could be a perfect time to go with the flow. I think that if you're not happy with the scenario and you feel like you've done everything for it to change and it hasn't, and now you're kind of just riding out on hope, it could be worth it to reevaluate what you want to invest in. It could be worth it to see what else is out there. But I also think that you have to come to a conclusion of, did you really give it everything you could? If you are a Leo watching and you're like, Ant, I gave my job all that I could. I gave it my 110%. I gave my relationship my 110%. Nothing has changed. If you're in a situation where it takes two to tango and you're the only person dancing, aka you're the only person putting in the effort, something's got to change there too. If the person you're dealing with won't step up and work with you, it's time to find somebody new. So I think that a lot of realizations will be coming in this week about saying, okay, I've been pretty checked out of this for a while. I've been hopeful that things have changed, but I I'm not really willing to work on it. I think I'm just done. I really feel like you're going to come to the conclusion that you're over whatever this is. Do I need the stress? Do I need the unhappiness? No, but what I do need is a change. So that'll become a big highlight for you, okay? Is there any other information in regards to what Leo needs to hear or what they can expect throughout the rest of the week here? We have here the Tower, we have here the Knight of Cups, we have here the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like the Tower is definitely coming this week, and I think that with all these realizations you're going to have, you're going to look at the situation, like I mentioned, exactly how it is, and it's like, okay, this situation isn't serving me, it's not making me happy, let's walk away from this. Tower. I think that you're going to separate yourself because you're looking at the foundation here, and the foundation isn't perfect. It's not solidified. It's really cracked. It's rotted, and it feels really difficult to try to rebuild over and over again when the foundation itself, the core itself of whatever this is, was never really remained intact. So I do see you guys here separating yourselves here with the Tower, Knight of Cups here, Eight of Pentacles. It's time to shift my energy in a different direction. So I think overall, Leo, you can definitely expect to move on and get in the process of moving on here this week from whether this be your career, whether this be your romantic partner, certain friendships. You are at a point where I think it's just been so draining to try and I can't do it any longer, you know? So that's what I'm feeling coming into play here so far. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. What I'm going to do here now, Leo, is I'm going to have a look here at your career. We'll take a look into your love life and your personal life. So let's have a look here at that information, okay? Now, hopping on into career for Team Leo, what's coming up for them? Jumping into the week here of the 20th. What do we got going on? First card out is going to be the Hangman. The following here is going to be the Nine of Wands. And we also have here the Six of Cups. Leos, I think that there's something you want to speak up about within your career sector, but I feel like maybe you're nervous, you're worried, so you pull yourself back. I'm not sure what this is exactly, and of course it's not going to apply to all Leos, but if you're a Leo and you're like, yeah, and I've been pretty nervous to speak my truth about something, I think it has a lot to do with the past here. Six of Cups. Maybe you've dealt with a old job where when you would voice your opinion or you'd speak up about something, your boss would get mad at you or yell at you. Therefore, you might feel that you've gone through so many situations where you're used to people not taking your criticism or feedback that you kind of shut down. That can be the case for some of you. I think, though, overall, that whether or not you've dealt with experiences like this in your past before, or this is the first time experiencing it yourself, it is important always to express yourself, even in your career, and even if you may not be the boss, if there is something bothering you, if there is something upsetting you, you should always feel free to voice that and speak your truth. And I think that right now with the Hangman and the Nine of Wands, a lot of you here are feeling kind of stuck because there could be something happening within the workplace that you feel is limiting you. Maybe you are working under a certain kind of manager who you feel isn't helping you in the slightest, and a part of you has thought to reach out to the main boss, but you've been concerned and worried about how that would play out. I just want to say, guys, if you are experiencing difficulties or problems in your career and you feel uncomfortable bringing the attention here to people who could be identified as the boss, I would say do it. I think speaking your truth is super important. I think that, you know, whatever's going to benefit you and benefit whatever kind of job you work in should be communicated about. So don't feel afraid here to speak up, okay? Random situation, but don't feel afraid to say something if you need to. And if you're working with a crappy manager, like I said, fuck that manager. Go to the boss instead. It is what it is. They will deal with it, right? Go to HR if you need to, right? Really make sure this week, if anything happens where you feel uncomfortable and you need to bring it up, okay, Leo? All right, take that if it applies. Very, very random message, though. Definitely won't be for everyone, okay? All right, moving along here forward. Let's have a look at love. All right, we're going to take a look here first at these single Leos and see what's up with you. So what do we got going on here for single Leo peeps coming on in to the week of the 20th? First card out is going to be the Wheel of Fortune. The following here is the Fool. Hello. Lastly, the Eight of Wands. Ooh la la. There could be some sort of date coming up this week here for single Leo peeps, so you might be going out here with someone. I do want to mention, though, could be an Aries. You also have here Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo. You might be dealing with any of those signs. Regardless, though, the Wheel of Fortune here represents a fortuitous turnaround. And, of course, here with the Fool card, it represents a very lighthearted, fun, and kind of like an energy where you're not expecting much. I feel like if you are a single Leo at this time this week, it's like you're not expecting much here with anybody. You're really going with the flow in your love life. You're really going with the flow in your dating life. You're talking to people. You're connecting with people. You're shooting the shit. I just feel like you're not putting so much pressure on it. And I think that that's a good way to go about it. You know, I often tend to tell people we don't necessarily find love. Love finds us, right? So when we're taking things super seriously and we're putting tons of pressure on ourselves and we're like, I need to find the person I'm going to marry. I need to find my soulmate. I need to find this, that, and the third. When we do that, we end up resisting love more often than not. So I think that it's great to be more in a laid back kind of energy, have fun with the process of it, have fun getting to know people. Don't really set many intentions or expectations. Just get out there. Inevitably, something will align, something will work out. But sometimes it's really nice to just be really laid back in the dating scene and see what can come of it. So I feel like that's where you're at here this week, and I do see you making moves here in your love life. I don't know if you're on the Tinder, the Bumble, the Plenty of Fish, right? Is that still a fucking thing? I don't know, but you're going out there, man. And some of you, if you're not using the dating apps, you're actually going out there and talking to people and getting to meet people. So it's pretty cool. I like it. Single Leo, I don't see any moves with specific people just yet this week, but I feel like here's the thing. You could be talking to people, going out on dates with people, but I don't feel like there is a specific person yet who's caught your attention to where you're like, yep, that's the person I want to progress with yet 100%. So you're still searching, you're still open here, but with this laid back kind of mentality, it's going to land you a connection. Just throwing that out there for you, okay? Remember, love finds you, so it'll align with you too, the more kind of nonchalant you go about it, all right? All right, for coupled Leos, let's see what's up for you this week. What do we got going on for coupled Leos? Coming into the week here of the 20th. What's up here with you? First card is going to be the Four Cups. Moving on into the next card, we have here the King of Swords, and we have here the Knight of Wands showing up as well. I think that if you're feeling like your partner's been pretty distant from you, because Knight of Wands is the energy of what I like to call the traveler. Knight of Wands likes to come and go as they please. They are as consistent as they choose to be, and naturally, they're choosing to be inconsistent over actually being consistent. So Knight of Wands showing up here, I think, is something that's starting to frustrate you. For Leos that are in partnerships, I get the sense here that your person just hasn't been very consistent with you. Maybe they've talked to you a couple times throughout the week, or they're very on and off with you. And with the King of Swords showing up here, what you're going to end up saying to them this week is that, hey, we're in a relationship. We have something serious. I'm not going to be somebody that you can come and go from however you damn well please. So I definitely see Leo peeps, really communicating to their partner that this is not going to be a relationship to be messing around in, having fun in. You want to have fun in relationships, right? But you're not going to be played with is what your intention is here. And that's what you're going to end up communicating to this person. So Four of Cups, if they end up ignoring you, you're going to end up ignoring them right back is most certainly something I feel. I'm definitely hearing giving somebody a taste of their own medicine. So you could be giving your person here a taste of their own medicine. But overall, I think that a conversation here is coming about how uncomfortable you are, seeing how inconsistent they've been, seeing how they're not necessarily showing up for you. And something here has to change. I think you're going to relay the message along the lines of, I'm not going to tie you down here. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to. But if you're going to be here, you're going to show up. And I feel like that's the type of message you'll be relaying here to your partner, and understandably so, right? If you're in a partnership, it's the two of you together. You're a team, baby. And the moment your person here kind of just starts dipping around or coming around as they damn well please, and, the moment that it seems like they are, taking advantage of being around for only certain reasons and stuff like that, that's uncomfortable to be involved in. And of course, it doesn't make you feel like you're in a very genuine and loving relationship. So something here has to change. It's either you show up, you shit, or you get off the pot, That's going to be the vibe showing up for you. So I see you having that serious conversation. Where it may go, we'll see play out throughout the rest of November, but at least for this week in specifics, you're going to be having that targeted conversation towards your person, and you're going to be pointing out and targeting what's been upsetting you about their behavior and about how inconsistent they've been, okay? All right, moving on forward here into the last portion. Let's take a look and see what's going on with you guys at a little bit more of a personal level. So let's see what's up here for Leos a bit more personally. Coming into this week, what's happening for the Leo gang? What's going to be going on with them on a little bit more of a personal level? Starting out with the first card, Ace of Swords. Next card showing up for you, the Temperance. And lastly for you, the Ace of Pentacles. Hello. I like it actually because I touched base with you guys in the main situation about how, you are unhappy with something. And it's going to become very clear and apparent to you this week that there has to be some sort of change. Three of Wands came out to the Devil. I've been waiting on something for so long. I've been so stuck waiting for something to turn positive, waiting for something to change in a good way. And I'm coming to the realization that maybe it'll never change. I'm coming to the realization that maybe things are always going to stay the same. So with the Ace of Swords coming up over here, that's your major realization on a personal note. But I also feel like, on the other hand, what you're realizing is I can be happy in my life, but I cannot be happy with this situation the way that it is. So what needs to change is my circumstances. If I'm in a relationship with somebody who's always putting me down, I'm not going to be happy being with that person, but being single and lifting myself up is a much better alternative. And especially being single gives me the opportunity, Ace of Pentacles, to meet the right person. You know, if I'm working at a job where the environment's harsh, where I'm not being taught and I'm not learning things and I'm not progressing and it's frustrating and it makes me unhappy, that would be not the best situation to be in. But I'd probably be better off applying to new jobs with an environment that wants to actually teach me how to thrive and learn new things and be able to grow and make more money. So you're looking at where you're at and you're like, this has got to change. And I do feel like, you know, that once the change happens and takes place, you're going to be in such a better place here overall, mentally, emotionally, maybe even physically and spiritually, Team Leo, okay? So there will be changes accordingly for sure. Having a look at the overall outcome. What's going to be the overall outcome here for Leos? Coming on into this week, what do we got? And we got here the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords for me is a card that can represent hesitancy, being worried or concerned to take action. But on the other hand, the Page of Swords can be about listening to a message, understanding a message. It can almost be that you're getting this message over again and you're finally hearing it. Now, what's interesting to me is that you can see we have the little bird here on this woman's shoulder. So it's kind of like getting the messages right, the mail by birds back in the day. But yeah, I think that what's awesome about this is that your guides have been trying to communicate to you for the longest time. Hey, Leo, you know, the ending of the cycle is near. You're not happy. It is time to try to move into a different direction. I think you have stood in the energy of hope for a really long time. And this week, it's like that message finally becomes clear where it's like, maybe what I've been hoping for is not going to come to pass. It's not going to come to fruition. Everything requires change. Nothing's going to come from nothing. Nothing, you know, something has to come from something. Nothing can come from nothing. There has to be change. And considering that change hasn't happened or manifested, and looking at my situation now, change isn't going to be coming anytime soon. So I got to look at my current situation and decide, is it worth staying here? No, I'm unhappy. Okay, then I got to go somewhere else. I got to put my investment somewhere else, you know? All right, Leo. I know it may not be the message that all of you wanted to hear, essentially, but getting past this scenario and releasing this person and situation is going to put you in such a better place, but it's also going to put you in a period of time where you can be open to the new things. You can be open to something better, and that's what's going to end up working out for you at the end of the day. So it's hard for sure, but you're going to be on the right path here once you kind of allow yourself to let go of what's been holding you back here for quite some time. All right, Leos, I love you all dearly. I hope you enjoyed your reading here for this week. Of course, if you did, definitely do drop a like. It really means a lot. Leave a comment down in the comment section below. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I'd be happy to have you and welcome you here into the Soul family. Of course, guys, if you want personal readings, first link in the description box below once again. And yeah, with that being said, Leo, do enjoy the rest of your week, and I will catch you all in the next one. Much love, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.